Hi everybody, Adrienne here, and today I'm coming to you with a Colourpop palette that I purchased about a week and a half or two ago, and it is the Birds of Paradise palette. This is the actual palette, and this is the box that it came in. It's very pretty packaging. I hope that you guys can see just how gorgeous this packaging is with all the metallic flecks in it, and I'll try to rotate it a little bit so you can get the effect of it. I'm sure it's nowhere near coming off as pretty as what the palette actually is. That box is really soft, reminds me of that soft feeling like the Bad Habit and Too Faced palettes that were out. And this is what the actual palette looks like, the same as the outer box. It is a 9-pan palette, with the exception of this one is cardboard instead of plastic like the monochromatic series that Colourpop has been doing, and I prefer the cardboard for the ecosystem, and I just like the feeling of it better. It doesn't feel like if I drop the case I'm going to crack it and not be able to close it anymore, so I do prefer this. Opening up this palette so that you can see the inside of it. There is no mirror in this palette, which I'm okay with. I don't typically use my mirrors, but this is what the packaging looks like, the same as the outside, and these are the beautiful colors, and I'm probably going to continue to hold it like this to make sure it's in frame for you guys. But this palette was, I don't know if I already said, supposed to be one of a 3 series that was to be an Ulta exclusive, but somehow I ended up getting mine on Colourpop website. I tried to find the price of this right before I started recording this video. I went to the Colourpop website, and this palette, it's just now Thursday after Cyber Monday, was no longer on the website, and they had this palette plus you could buy the other 2 in the series, or you could buy the whole 3 set, the 3 palettes set if you wanted to, and I'm not sure how much they were. Like I said, I got mine a couple weeks ago, and I thought that was strange, being that they were supposed to be an Ulta exclusive, and I'm thinking that maybe they had them on the website for a couple of weeks so that they could make the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sell type money off of it, and now they've taken it off the website again. So I'll be curious to see when I go onto Ulta if it's still there. I will try to pop the price to this palette up on the screen if I can find it from Ulta, although I didn't pay full price for it. But now I'm going to get into some swatches of this palette and let you guys see what it looks like on my skin tone. Now that you've seen what those colors look like on my skin tone, we'll get into a tutorial of how I created the look that I'm wearing today. So for my final thoughts on this palette, Colourpop definitely gets an A+ for the packaging. I am in love with this packaging. I absolutely adore 9pan palettes. I feel like I work the best with 9pan palettes. When I grew up using palettes, I used 4pan palettes. So having a 9pan palette is like double that plus one more. So it is so nice to have that variety. As you guys saw, I did incorporate all of the 9 colors in this palette into my look that I wore today. And I didn't end up doing that just because I wanted to show you guys what each of these colors look like in an eye look. I did it because I think that's how I would use the palette each and every time I pick it up. All these shades work so well together, and as you saw when I started to go in with this gold shade, I'm not even going to try to read it right now, I'm just going to point to it. I thought it was a little much for an inner tear duct pop, so I kind of mixed the gold with this light shade here, which I think would have pulled a little too ashy and stark white for the look, but I like the colors mixed together, and I could see myself using this in a halo look, putting this gold like right in the center where I use this lighter shade here in the center because I didn't want as bold of a look. I wanted it to be a little more subdued, but I love it when I can use every color in the pan and I don't feel like one of them is a dud. I'm so happy that Colourpop did not put pressed glitters in here because pressed glitters are just something that I wouldn't wear on a normal everyday basis. And if I'm going to have pressed glitters in a palette, I would prefer to buy a pressed glitter palette or have a larger palette that has a lot of variety in it with the pressed glitter. I really don't appreciate that at a 9pan palette because 9 shades is not that much anyway, so I don't feel like I want a shade in there that I couldn't wear every day. And this palette definitely is not a palette that I have to worry about that with. Like every shade in this works really well for my skin tone and it blended well. I didn't feel like it took long to create the look. Only one of the shades that I think was kind of crumbly when I went into it, and it was this one here. I'm sure you guys saw that, and I wasn't digging really hard with the brush, but overall I have to say that Colourpop has impressed me with this palette. I like it a lot. I had been looking at the orange palette when they released it, and I'm so bored with just plain orange palette, so I didn't pick that one up because I didn't want it totally orange. And then when Baby Got Peach came out, I thought some of those shades looked like they would be a little ashy on me, so I didn't want it. It just didn't look peach or corally enough to stand out to me. It is a true peach palette, but it wasn't quite what I was looking for. And then when I saw this one, I thought that it was a perfect, and it is described as a corally peach palette. I thought it fit that description perfectly because I do like my peachy tones to be more of a pinky peach or to be more corally. And this palette, I thought, hit that perfectly. And looking at the eye look I created today, I feel like I do have a good mixture of that orange palette with a little bit of the peach, and you can't really beat Colourpop's prices for the quality of the product that's actually in there, and the packaging is some of the prettiest packaging that I've gotten my hands on. I definitely can't keep up with all the Colourpop releases, but I will be buying Colourpop palettes if I think that they are something that I have a gap in my collection or it's a really pretty combination that inspires me. But I don't know who could keep up with purchasing all the Colourpop as fast as they release it. I do like all the options, but I don't know how the brand does it. I know they own their own manufacturing, but for goodness sakes, it's kind of a little too much. But that being said, I'm only really going to buy what I truly like from them. And I am so happy to share this look with you guys. And I hope that you like this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. You'll also want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a new video. I'll see you guys soon.